Hey there, it's China Wealth Show today. If you are wandering the small community of Chinese street in a very crowded area, you might find small shops with no goods but only shelves and parcels. That is called 菜鸟驿站. It actually looks like this. Actually, it is a little office near your neighborhood. During some very special occasion of the year, they call it festival, but actually it's a sales promotion day. Outside the shop, there might even be a very long line waiting to pick up their own goods. Our show is about understanding modern China and dig out the opportunities of wealth in modern China. So let's talk about 菜鸟驿站. And today's show will be about this little post office. Sometimes it's too small so that you can't even notice it, but actually it's a very, very important part of our local community since that's people pick up their goods that they order from the e-commerce website. Sometimes it's hidden in a small alley, but you will have it in the app that tells you where exactly it is. Actually, it does not cost you a lot to join the post office network of Cainiao. Actually, it's rather very cheap. So all your cost is to rent the space that can contain the shelves and all the parcels inside it. So it all dates back to about 12 years ago. That's when Chinese people realized the power of e-commerce, the power of Taobao, that you can have all kinds of commodities that been sold to you at such a cheap price. And it seems that everybody wins. The seller, the customer, and the people in between. Alibaba, one of the richest company in the world. So the only guys that are lost are the other owners of the real business, the small business owners that's on the real street. But that's gonna be another topic. So Alibaba Group have an even longer version of that 12 years ago. So doing a successful business is all about cost control. Since the price of the commodities are already so low, there isn't so much spaces to bring down the cost anymore. So the only space that can bring down the cost is within the logistic part. So Alibaba trying to build up a platform that is data oriented and connect all the current logistic companies and help them to bring down the cost. One important way of doing that is to have the parcel delivered to a small hub that's inside your community instead of delivering it to door to door. That takes a lot of more manpower and time. In some very special promotion day like the Black Friday of Amazon, but actually it's not. It's the November 11th in China. One single day on the Alibaba website, actually the transaction can be more than 10 billion yuan in a single day. So it brings a lot of burden, a lot of traffic to the logistic web. So delivering your parcel to a nearby community has been a very economically successful way of delivering the business. Each tiny office, tiny office, serve about 500 or 1,000 household, and roughly at least one parcel will be ordered by each household every day. So a standard local tiny office should have at least 300 parcels a day. And let's do the math. Each parcel, as the owner of the shop, you will split the profit for about zero point 0.5 yuan times 300. That's your incomes a day for the basic, delivering the parcels. Also, sometimes people send out parcels from your hub. The amount will be a lot less, since if you are not an owner of an e-commerce company, you won't be sending out parcels all day long. But normally people gonna return something they don't like, or people gonna use it as a day-to-day post service. So normally you should have about 10% of the received parcels. That will be your, the parcels you send out. For example, if you have 500 received parcels every day, then you should have roughly 50 parcels that's gonna be, sent out from your hub, and from which sent out parcel you should have 3 yuan profit. So do the math yourself. And keep in mind, that's just the basic income of each post office of yourself. But keep in mind that business is all about customer flow. So for each household coming in, coming out, picking up their orders, their parcels, actually bring you a natural flow of customers. So it will be really easy for you to, open up your own grocery stores, sell day-to-day consuming stuff, rice, oil, snacks, drinks, even, vegetable and fruits. It's all easy, but the only risky part is the fruits, since you have to, keep it fresh, keep it, and get rid of the bad apples. So, owning a small菜鸟post office in your community is one of the best small business that you can do in nowadays China. If you're not living inside, the Chinese mainland, actually, you can think of it, in the business model in a similar way. In Japan and in Southeast Asia, decades ago, actually till now, owning a 7-Eleven shop will be a pretty good investment. The cash flow is so steady, and it's almost risk-free if you're a 7-Eleven owner. Beside the little store is actually the platform of suppliers and logistics, and the data that tells you what's gonna be the best seller of your shop and what's gonna be out of date, what's gonna be out of the market, so that you are living a almost risk-free, simple life. Cainiao is also a similar business idea, but it's built on the success of e-commerce. And after the pandemic, people are more depending on the logistic web. So it should be a very good business opportunity. Okay, this is our show today. If you have any idea, please share with us business in China with Chinese regarding Chinese market. So don't forget to click like if you like our show, and don't forget to click subscribe. See you next time.